what types of creative to post, video, image, then you got text or blogs, audio / podcasts. What do you generally recommend?
Definitely video. I mean, you'd probably agree with.
Yeah, I mean, video is by far the highest converting type of strategy in marketing right now.
I think I read a stat somewhere that said something along the lines of 80% of what we consume on the internet is video. 80%. And they're expecting that to increase every single year, which is phenomenal. And that's also why all of these platforms are embedding and incorporating and pushing these video features like Instagram. The Reels came out, the IGTV, like they're pushing people to do that, and there's a reason why, because we're consuming videos. But even more so, kind of what you said, how video has this ability to hit on all these 3 touch points. But I also like to point out, people can see your eyeballs. And there is something so powerful psychologically when you can look someone in the eye. And even though you can't look at your target audience in the eye, they're looking at you in the eye. It's kind of like when you watch the newscast reporters or people in like an interview or something, and they're sitting there talking to the camera. You instantly decide in 3 seconds whether or not you like that person or whether or not you'd be willing to have a beer with them. Am I right? Because you were psychologically born that way. And in order to get that connection with people much faster than like a graphic, like you were saying, video is the quickest way to get that connection.
Yeah, I mean, so like what video does is it creates the credibility factor. So like if I'm on a stage with a microphone or on a book cover or on a video, right? So think about like when we grew up, who's on camera, who's on TV? Athletes, politicians, movie stars, famous people. So what happens is in business, to scale a business, you either have to increase lead generation or increase conversion of the leads that you can afford to bring in. So like if you're generating X amount of dollars or spending X amount of dollars and generating 10 leads a month and you close 1 out of 10. Most people, if you say, how do you scale your business and double it? They say, well, I spent $5,000 last month, I got 20 leads, or 10, maybe spend 10 this month, I get 20 leads, I get 2 out of 20. But what you need to start thinking about is what happens if I run out of money and time? So let's focus on this other side of conversion. I get those same 10 leads in. What if I can work better on my communication skill sets, create a better perception of value to work with me? Or because of credibility, being on camera and having a big YouTube channel, now I get 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Same dollars spent to generate those same leads, higher conversion, which brings more dollars back in the bank account, which could be put over here to scale this side. So in the beginning of a business, you need to be focusing on conversion rates, not so much lead generation, because you're going to have a limitation of leads that can come in. So what happens when you're on camera, let's say that I had a twin tomorrow. Everything was identical, 100%. Our business were the same, dollars spent in the business, every skill set's the same, but one of us has my YouTube channel, the other one doesn't. We talk to the same person. Who, when they research us online, are they going to choose to work with? The person that they can't find or the person that's everywhere? And that's why you need to be out there, because people are going to look at you on the internet. So even if you're doing traditional marketing strategies like direct mail, door knocking, cold calling on the lead generation side, they're going to look at your brand, go on the internet, and look you up on the conversion side. And if you got a bad rap on the internet or you're nowhere to be found and someone else you're competing against is, you just took second place. And second place doesn't make money in business.
And that goes back to stalking. I'm like, everybody stalks. Yeah. We all do. You know they stalking you.
And Erica mentioned a stat on video. One stat that I have is, and I forget exactly the percentage, but it's well over 50% of all videos, and you know it because you do it too, watch it on mute. So transcriptions is very important, and you probably know where you watch it on mute. So making sure you're having transcriptions and we tested this out. Once I made the decision to, every single video we put out, we transcribed, and then I started tracking it. Now it's over a year in, it gets a longer watch time. So just because maybe they're at work, maybe they're in the bathroom or whatever, but they're watching it longer. But the other thing is, if you're that person who's just super insecure with looking at the camera, there are folks on TikTok, they got short term, even on YouTube, they have videos that they're not on camera. Mm-hmm. You hear their voice, they just do a screen share. Mm-hmm. And they're showing you how to do Excel. They're showing you how to pull comps. I did a video, I think I did like a very beginning and very end, it did have a selfie, but it didn't need to have a selfie. All I did was take my iPhone, because I didn't bring the attachment for my nice camera, took my iPhone, I walked through a model home. All I did was narrate it. Narrated it, it was walking through a model home, like, hey, Chris Bound's here over in Bridgeland, in the northwest side of Houston, walking through a Perry home. This is a blank model, 3,500 square feet, starting price, 600 plus thousand or whatever. Just walking through, talking about what I like. I even pointed out things I don't like. Ultimately, I'm transparent, and those videos I did merely because Connor said, hey, there's an agent who he broke a record in Texas for sales for doing something similar. So I was like, I need more content, I'll just test it out. And I'm not looking for buyers. I tested it out, put it on my channel, and after a couple weeks, after all of the investing videos that I put a lot of sweat and tears into, the little 3-minute home tour gets more views. And I'm like, this is crazy. So I went and did a whole bunch, and then it's like out of my top 10, half of it is usually those. So in any case, there's more than one way to do a video, and you could also
Without using audio.
yeah, and then you could also crop the audio, and now you have a podcast later on. Once you get traction.